Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Before Nine Toastmasters show. This morning, I'm blessed with the opportunity to interview Nicole Greer, PPCC, and the founder and principal coach at Vibrant Coaching, aka the Vibrant Coach. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. We're glad to have you, believe me. Nicole, let's start with something that is interesting to me. How did you come by the moniker of the Vibrant Coach?
Well, I'll tell you, I was doing my coach training, and the master coach asked a very powerful question at the opening of the very first session. He said that if you were outside the door and you walked in the door, what adjective, what word would people use to describe you? And so I said energetic, and some of the other people in the room were invited to kind of speak about your word, and a woman said, oh, I would call you vibrant. And so it just landed on me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, oh, that's my word. And so ever since that very day, I've just been holding it very tightly and owning it, start trying to live it out.
That's incredible. You know, I've worked a lot of time trying to figure out who I am, and I didn't realize that the answer was to ask everybody else.
That's right. After today, though, I'm thinking maybe scintillating would have been exciting. Scintillating coach, but I think vibrant is a little better, so I don't know.
Well, I've always thought you had a scintillating personality, so it works for me.
All right.
I see from your website that you help people in lots of different ways, the coaching, speaking, and teaching. I'd like to concentrate on speaking for this interview.
Okay.
How did you get started as a speaker?
Well, this also is a little trip to my past. So when I was a freshman in high school in Hartland, Wisconsin, I had to take speech class, and it was a required freshman entry kind of thing. And I remember that I was in the library, and for whatever reason, I had not done my homework, which was very weird, okay, because I always do my homework. And for whatever reason, I was unprepared, and I remember sitting kind of in the study hall in the library thinking, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And so I got in there, and this is an absolute true story. I got in there, and I stood up, and I just spoke, and it just came out of me. And so like in this video, I mean, I would say like the Holy Spirit took over, and I just spoke. And from that moment forward, I just was, that always was with me, right? And so when I did my coach training, and they coach you about your past so that you can bring all things that are valuable forward, that was one of the memories that resurfaced. So I got into Toastmasters. That seemed like a very logical, what I like to call next right step. And then I got brave, and people were starting to ask me to speak, and so they wanted me to come speak for free a lot of places, and then I got brave, and I said, you have to pay me at least a check for $25, and it has to be made out to the Vibrant Coach. After you do 20 of those, the National Speakers Association will let you join.
Yes,
And so now I belong to that group, and so I just kind of courageously, boldly keep stepping out. And it just is unfolding. It's really cool.
It's amazing how you step out, the net appears.
That's right. That's right. You know, so there's this scene in the movie with Harrison Ford with the hat, with the big boulder chasing him.
Yes.
What's that movie?
Yes.
Indiana Jones, right? Okay. And so there's this great scene where he says, the penitent man, which is the thinking man, And so he's trying to cross this abyss, and then finally he picks up dust and he throws it, and he sees that his pillars are right there, and then he can just step right across the gap. And so, like, that's my speaking image. Just be a thinking woman and keep throwing the dust out there, and the path will appear. So that's where I try to go, is the penitent woman.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's a great story. So we're at Toastmasters.
Yes.
So how has your involvement in Toastmasters helped you with your speaking?
It's been invaluable because my personality is probably that personality that manifested in my freshman year of high school in 9th grade, where I just winged it. I have a certain amount of raw ability, but when you get into the Toastmasters room, It makes you do the other parts of your personality. So I do a personality assessment in my work called the Path Element Profile, and I'm a wind. But when you get to Toastmasters, it makes you do the earth work, which is the opposite of wind. So I must learn to do an introduction. I must learn to have 3 clear points. And I must learn to have a conclusion. I must learn to use gestures. I must learn to make eye contact. I must learn those things. I cannot just rest on my natural ability. I have to have learned behaviors. And so Toastmasters makes you work on learned behaviors. And it's very structured, and that's very good for a wind, because when wind goes into a conduit, it's powerful.
That's amazing. And as Toastmasters, I hope that all of you will take that message from Nicole with you, that all the things that we do in Toastmasters build on what strengths that we have, and it surrounds where you are and helps you get focused.
That's right.
We're going to run short on time. Before we do run out of time, I wanted to ask you about, I understand you have a retreat coming up in May, I believe?
That's right.
Please tell me about that.
Okay, so we are going to have a retreat up at the Starrett Farmhouse. If you have never been there before, you are missing out on a great experience. But we're working through a coaching methodology that I have put together. It's called SHINE, and we're going to be working on the I, which is integrity. And so more than anything, I want to be a woman of integrity. And so we teach what we're trying to learn.
That's
You're welcome to
incredible.
come.
And cost, time frame,
It's
all
$150.
day?
It's 8 hours. You get to hang out with Ann Starrett and Nicole Greer, be on the farm. We cook for you from scratch. We feed you. We love on you. Afterwards, you join this base camp where all the other people that are at the event are going to be on there, and we post things and keep you thinking about the idea of being a man or woman of integrity.
That's great. Nicole, I want to thank you for
Yeah,
coming.
it's my
I enjoyed it
pleasure.
very much.
Okay.
If you want more information, go to thevibrantcoach.com.
Yep.
Thank you.